Get your motors running. The V8 Supercars will be hotting up Sydney this weekend for the NRMA 500 and going head-to-head, of course. Holden and Ford arch rivals Jamie Whincup and Frosty Mark Winterbottom. How are we, gentlemen?
Morning.
Morning.
Jamie, your champion-elect must feel pretty good knowing you're guaranteed the crown this Sunday.
Yeah, obviously it's a nice feeling coming into the last round with the championship wrapped up, but just proves that there's still plenty of pride on the line. This is one of the biggest events on the calendar, and we'd all love to stand on the top step of the podium. Yeah,
and still plenty for you to compete for, Mark. Of course, you want to get that runners-up tag.
Oh, I don't want the runners-up tag. I want what he's got. But,
no, but look, I mean, with what you've got, the runners-up in the championship, because you can't actually grab that this week, can you?
Yeah, I know. It's yeah. Second's the best we can get, but for me, you know, growing up in Doonside and pretty close by, your friends and family come to this one, so there's a lot of street cred leading into Christmas to, you know, to chat over the Christmas break to your family. So yeah, a lot of street cred there, and just trying to win the round. It's a massive round for us, and it's a big event, so we want to win this one.
I've never asked you this. Being a Dooney boy, you a Penrith Panthers fan?
Oh, I went for the Dragons, but I've jumped on the bandwagon. I'm a Bunnies fan now, so. Yeah, well on board, got my gear, so...
Oh, I'll tell you what, it's pretty squashed up on that truck on the bandwagon. Now, what about the rivalry? How much fun is it between you guys? I love watching from the sidelines because you all speak so well, but you're all so competitive, and it looks like it's a real enjoyable rivalry.
Yeah, hey, it's competitive without doubt. We've been racing go-karts since we were 15 years old or so, and... it's pretty much all the same these days, just the cars are a little bit bigger and there's a little bit more money involved, but we're still going out there going hard. It's still the same concept, this motorsport game, and looking forward to another battle on the weekend.
How much do you like the rivalry, Mark?
Yeah, it's there's rivalry, and people pinpoint certain people, but it goes throughout the whole field because every weekend it's someone different that you've got a rivalry with, and every driver's got an elephant memory, so if they owe you one 3 years ago, they'll let you know when they get you. So there's always something going on, but it's good fun, and you know, the brands versus each other, the drivers versus each other, and then the fans get on board. So it's good fun.
Now, Jamie, back page of the Telegraph in Sydney today. Many of your sport's big names saying you will be the greatest ever. Now, that must be pretty humbling because you're in a sport where there's been superstars.
Yeah, thank you. That doesn't sit that well with me. It's a fantastic sport that I've been around for a long time, and I've got a great group of people and a great team behind me. Let's not forget, the paper makes me look like I'm the Lone Ranger, but that's far from the case. So I've had an excellent run. Don't take it for granted. Hopefully I'm still around for a few years yet to add to those numbers. Yeah, well, good on you. You are humble and you've done a fantastic job. Mark, what about Ford? It's been a difficult time the last few months. How do you see the future of this great racing brand?
Yeah, it's tough times, but you know, I guess for us, we know that we're racing one this weekend. We're racing one in 2015. So what the future sort of brings, it's unknown. But you know, V8 Supercars going through change, and so's the manufacturing in Australia. So you know, with that, our team bosses will sort the commercial implications of it. But as drivers, we pretty well go out and you know, race for the team, very loyal to the team, and do the best job we can. So we know 2015, we're not just left in the lurch, we know what we're doing, and 12 months later, you know, who knows. But it's good times for the sport, and it's good to be young enough for us to be involved in all these changes and evolution of the sport. So yeah, the future looks good. Good
stuff, gentlemen. You're great ambassadors for your sport, superb at what you do. Jamie, I've got to ask you, who's your footy team? Which code, and who's your footy team?
Well, I grew up in Melbourne, mate, so I'm a big Hawthorn supporter in the AFL, and jumped on board with the Melbourne Storm, so I've had a pretty good run the last decade.
No, he didn't swap teams. They're two different codes. Carl's accusing you of swapping teams.
From Penrith to the...
Mark. You're going about Mark.
You can't just swap teams willy-nilly. It's like going for Holden all your life and swapping over to Ford.
Don't worry, Mark. 1983 grand final. I went from Manly to Parramatta at half time.
The bandwagon's an incredible thing. I love a bandwagon.
You can drive
it. I got on board with Hawthorn back in the 80s, so yeah, no. There was a drought there, but we got there.
Great to have you on the show, lads. Have a great weekender.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Now, if you'd like tickets to the weekend's race, the details are on our website.
The V8 Supercar title might be sealed up already, but there still promises to be plenty of spice in the final round in Sydney. The reason? The return of Marcus Ambrose.
He's been away from the category for almost a decade, but the two-time champ is keeping a cool head despite the enormous amount of interest and expectation on his return.
Yeah, I'm just going to enjoy this weekend for what it is. You know, we're not racing for points. It's my first race back in Australia for 9 years. Got a lot of friends and family around me this weekend to enjoy it with me. And we're just going to see how it goes. You know, I'm just going to take my time. If I feel confident behind the wheel, I'll have a red hot go. If not, I'll try and just get the experience and start getting ready for 2015.
He'll use this weekend to transition back into the unique demands of V8 supercar racing.
The races, the length doesn't concern me so much. Just trying to get dialed into the repetition of a long distance race here in V8 supercar is something I've got to get used to. I haven't really raced on a street track in around 9 years, so there's a lot of new for me. Right now, expectations internally in our team are quite low, just trying to rack up some miles and get comfortable again.
It's not just the fans who are excited to have the former champ back in the series.
It's awesome for Australian motorsport to have such an iconic race car driver that's went overseas and been successful and come back. So if anything, it just boosts our sport, so it's awesome.
Marcus and I have done a lot of racing together in go-karts and Formula Ford and V8 supercars. He's setting himself pretty low expectations this weekend, but I think we're all pretty aware that he'll be on the money and he'll be a formidable competitor.
I know I'm going to be rusty trying to make passes and trying to make things happen, and I hope they still like me on Sunday night. We'll find out, won't we?
Practice for the Sydney 500 kicks off today with races on Saturday and Sunday. Bryony Ingerson, Fox Sports News.
James Courtney and the Holden Racing team have dominated practice for the season-ending Sydney 500 this weekend. Courtney and Tander topped the timesheets in the third session. Former champion Marcus Ambrose finished 23rd in his first drive since returning from NASCAR.
I'm just reacclimatising myself to these cars. This track's brand new to me, but obviously the level's very high here, which is great.
Todd Kelly tested the tyre barriers, which was made a little more spectacular after days of rain in Sydney.
Two-time champion Marcus Ambrose has made a cautious start in his return to supercars at the Sydney 500. After 9 years in the US competing in NASCAR, Ambrose was a little rusty in his Xbox Falcon, eventually finishing the final practice session in 24th place out of 26 cars.
I've just been banging around out there, just trying to just get reacquainted with the car and try and get rid of some of those bad NASCAR habits.
James Courtney was quickest, while Todd Kelly found the going tricky on the tight circuit.
Marcus Ambrose is happy despite finishing near the rear of the field in practice for this weekend's Sydney 500. After 9 years away from V8 supercars, Ambrose worked the Dick Johnson Penske Falcon through all 3 sessions and finished 23rd.
Oh, it's certainly very, very competitive out here, but I've just been banging around out there, just trying to just get reacquainted with the car and try and get rid of some of those bad NASCAR habits.
Holden Racing Team star James Courtney and Garth Tander topped the timesheets. Jamie Whincup already has a 6th title guaranteed, but there's a pitched battle between Lowndes, Winterbottom and Van Gisbergen for second.